The internet cannot agree on how pregnant women should work out. From walking to yoga poses you wouldn't dare bring in the bedroom, to dance moves that's going to scare your child straight out the womb. And apparently everybody has an opinion on this subject. But, like my dad always says,
opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one.
So instead of listening to them, at 32 weeks pregnant, I'm going to be trying the most recommended pregnancy workouts. So to see if these are worth the energy I already don't have, I'm going to be basing it off of these 3 criteria. Number 1, setup. Am I just rolling a mat out, or am I running around like I'm trying to pack my hospital bag 8 weeks early? Number 2, intensity. If I'm going to be straining, I would not like it to be similar to the strain I'll feel when I experience the ring of fire during labor. And number 3, enjoyment. Am I enjoying it just as much as when she was being made? Or am I crying like whenever I found out I had gained 25 pounds already? Let's see. Of course, I cannot test every single workout that exists, so we're going to stick to 6. And starting with the simplest one is walking. Walking is probably the least controversial pregnancy workout. It's accessible, low impact, and something almost anyone can do. The benefits include helping digestion, mood, and it can lower the risk of preeclampsia. But there's one problem. Not only do I have to pee every couple of minutes, currently holding my bladder, I also live in Alabama. And this was the notification I got from my weather app this morning. Yeah, so it's the middle of August, and that means it's our second summer. You know, our seasons don't really do what they're supposed to. They're a little bipolar, if you ask me. Yeah, if you do go out on a walk, make sure you wear your sunscreen, because you can get the raccoon eyes if you don't. Of course, you could do this inside, like on a treadmill, on a walking pad. But for me, I like the nature. I like seeing green around me. And I get to see things like the donkeys I showed y'all. It's more of a peaceful walk than an intense workout, you know. Okay, I'm about 18 minutes in. I've only walked a little bit. But man, just being out here for almost 20 minutes, like I'm dripping wet. Maybe a whole black outfit was not the best idea. We're getting it done. I do not think I'll be walking up that hill one more time because I do have to pee. So no more hills for me. After I made it back home, I made the decision to just walk in circles in my yard until my 30 minutes was up. It got to the point where I was checking my watch every few seconds and praying that it would rain. It was only 10 o'clock in the morning at this time, and little did I realize how hot Alabama actually is. I managed to push through until the end, but if I can't handle this, how am I going to handle the rest of these workouts? Alright, 30 minutes is done. I walked 0.75 miles. 30 minutes outside in Alabama weather, you'll get a good sweat in. For setup, I mean, you can't beat it. 5 out of 5. You put your clothes on, you put shoes on, and you just start walking. I mean, good thing about walking is that's all you do. You just walk. Intensity, due to the Alabama heat wave of the second summer in the middle of August, 3 out of 5 for intensity. That's kind of the sweet spot. You want just enough when you're pregnant, but not too much. And then number 3, enjoyment. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I really do enjoy the nature and just hearing the birds and for a second there, I thought I was really about to enjoy it. Felt some raindrops, but I had my hopes up too far. There ain't barely no clouds in the sky. Before these next workouts, we will be inside, and man, let's get cooled down. Prenatal yoga. And I'm not talking about the yoga you did to conceive that baby. Prenatal yoga is a great source of relieving back pain, helping with your mood as well, and helping stretch and loosen those muscles so they'll relax. But we're truly about to test how relaxing yoga is when you have a 32-week baby bump. So I'm gonna play a video on my TV. I'm literally just gonna YouTube it, and we're gonna go for it. Bring it around town.
It's time to bring it around town.
I already feel like I have to pee. This workout started off pretty nice and easy, but after I did a few sets of this first exercise, I kind of realized something wasn't right. I proceeded to get humbled by how tight my hips actually were, and realized this might be a little tougher than I thought. And then she started doing some things I ain't never seen before in a yoga video. Like, what is this? I could really tell after this pose that my body was not having it with this workout. Why does it hurt my ankle? This lady's crazy. Why are we doing this? She's smiling because she knows she's torturing me right now. Ew, why does my palm hurt? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I don't like this one. I really don't. And you would not believe what she made me do next. I look like I'm about to start chanting the YMCA up in this mug. This is yoga? Oh my gosh. After that last pose, I thought, oh, I've got this one. Until... Whoa. Okay. I'm dizzy. Noted, do not stay sideways for too long. I tried to hold my frustrations in, but I couldn't help myself. How's she bent over? I can't bend over like that. Ah! Squeeze, baby. My cortisol levels proceeded to drop after I realized we're going into one of my favorite positions. Like, her little bump is just sitting there so cute, and mine's like... She's putting little affirmations on the screen, and I love that. It's great. My body is healthy, strong, and beautiful. I am just what my baby needs. Now that the hardest part was over, it was a lot easier to relax and calm down, especially with my little furry friend. After checking the time, I realized I've only got one pose left, and it might just be the best of this entire workout. We are done with the yoga. I can understand why yoga is one of the top recommended. I mean, the stretching, any stretching you do is going to benefit you in labor, okay? But the real question is, would I do it again? I want to say setup is really a 5 out of 5 too. I mean, you can't beat just rolling them out. For intensity, it's a little bit more than what I expected, so we're gonna go a 2 out of 5. So for intensity, the way I'm rating it is the more intense it is, the less stars it gets, because it's too much. Like, you ain't supposed to do that much. So enjoyment, I will say a 2.5 out of 5. Okay, I'll give it a 3 just because you're here. It is relaxing when you can do it, but it's also frustrating when your belly's in the way. The sad truth is, if I couldn't handle that one, I'm really nervous for this next one. Pelvic floor. So I've seen a ton of pregnancy core workouts, and they look a little crazy and a little too intense for me. So I actually was doing a little bit of daily core work that was prescribed to me by my physical therapist, and I decided just to TikTok pregnancy safe core workouts. First video that pops up, lady is 32 weeks pregnant, just like me. And so I decided we're gonna go with hers because half of the things she does I already have done, and so I know kind of what to expect. This lady crazy, bro. So this one should be a little bit more enjoyable than the last one, but we'll see because I got a little turd over here. 32 weeks pregnant looks different on everybody. It looks like I'm not doing as much as she did, but trust me, I could feel it. As I started progressing through this workout, I kind of realized, yeah, my core isn't as developed as I thought it was. And I slowly started to get more and more frustrated. Why do I do this to myself? This junk is hard, bro. I sucked it up and kept pushing forward. This next one, I definitely can do. It was a part of my physical therapy I was talking about. It's dead bugs, and again, 12 reps each leg. And although I was familiar with this exercise, did not mean it wasn't hard, because I sure did feel like a dead bug after it. The next one is called bird dogs. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with these females. Like, this is nuts. And I work out. At first, I thought I had a pretty good handle on this exercise, but then I proceeded to fall over and over again. So I gave myself a little break before going into the next one. From an outside perspective, this one looks like it should be pretty easy, right? I tried to keep myself motivated, but only managed to do 10 seconds, and barely at that. This is embarrassing. At this point, I really did just want to stop and cry because I realized that my body could barely do this exercise. I sucked it up one more time for another 10 seconds, and that was all I could do. Yeah, this is worse than I thought. 12 each leg. Okay. I really thought, oh, I've got this one, but then quickly realized my balance is not the same as it used to be. This video is turning out a lot more chaotic than what I initially gathered it would be. But this is what you're here for. The realistic. Can you do this or not? Coming from somebody who has lifted weights for 5 years. I could only manage to do 6 a side instead of 12 like the lady said, but that's all I could handle. 6 more both sides and we're done with this. Good dang. What the heck? And I still gotta go pee. I put my big girl britches on and I got back to work and finished that workout. Okay, the core workout / pelvic floor, whatever you want to call it, is done. And honestly, this should be the perfect example of why you should not compare yourself to somebody else on the internet. Like I said at the beginning of the workout, this lady was 32 weeks pregnant. I am 32 weeks pregnant. And she's doing things like, I can't. Like, I literally cannot do it. Like, even if I try, like, if I try too much, I'm going to hurt myself. So do not compare yourself on the internet. And just because somebody else can do something does not mean you can. And always listen to your body first and foremost. Let's get into the ratings. So for setup, of course, 5 out of 5. You just need a mat. That's it, or a blanket on the floor even. And then intensity, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. A little more intense than I liked. Not ideal for being in your 3rd trimester. And then for enjoyment, I'm also going to give it a 2 out of 5 because I wanted to cry at the end because I was realizing, like, I can't do these things. Like, how is this lady able to do these things at 32 weeks pregnant and I'm, like, barely able to do? Like, do not compare yourself to anyone else. Listen to you and your body. Do what works for you. And you'll see what works for me if you stay to the end of this video. I can't wait to share it. Prenatal Pilates. So I decided just to do a 10-minute Pilates workout for today because when you're in your 3rd trimester, the reality is you're tired and you are not going to want to do more than a 10 to 15 minute workout. So
Oh, she does modifications. We love that.
Prenatal Pilates can help ease lower back pain, support a growing bump by strengthening your upper back and glute muscles. It improves quality while safely accommodating a shifting center of gravity. It also can help you sleep better at night or right now. Hey, it's a free minute rest. I gotta add. I'm really glad I went with the 10-minute Pilates because we focused on one side and then did all the same exercise on the other. And although that side was tired, it got a really nice long break as we worked on the other side. So the layout of this video I chose was actually pretty enjoyable. And if any of these workouts that I'm doing today interest you, I will have them all linked below so you can do them as well. But this one I've got a good feeling about. I just finished up prenatal Pilates, and honestly, I really thought this one was going to be the one I wouldn't want to do or I wouldn't like. And it low-key surprised me. I don't know if it was just the instructor I chose. It was only 10 minutes, and of course it was very fast. Setup, again, a 5 out of 5. We love it. Intensity was light enough to where you can continue throughout your day without being so dead and so tired that you could even do it multiple times a day. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for great intensity. Enjoyment, I'm also going to give it a 4 out of 5 because I actually enjoyed this one and it made me feel more confident that, you know, I can still move the way I want to being so far into this pregnancy, but it made me encouraged too because the lady offered so many modifications and it felt nice to complete it and to follow along without having to just pause and be like, I can't do that. Sorry, lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? So really did surprise me. But this next one, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know if you've heard of it before. Dance cardio. After all those slow and controlled movements and lying on the floor for so long, it's time to pump up the gyms, pump it up. And we are doing dance cardio. So dance cardio is supposed to help with your blood flow, and it's supposed to be a great way to increase your heart rate without going too far or too extreme. This one seems like it's be pretty fun, and so let's get into it. I feel like for dance cardio, it really comes down to the video you choose to follow along, or if you're doing Zumba or something in person. But overall, it's kind of fun until you look like Squidward tentacles. I chose a hip-hop style dance to follow along to because I like the upbeat and the movements of it. These girls in this video, they knew how to move their stuff, is all I'm gonna say. For me, I just look like a white mama trying to embarrass their kids at a dance party. With these moves, she might just get scared out the womb. Just moving your body over and over again in different motions can increase your heart rate, so it's just enough to work on that cardio for your heart while you're pregnant without hurting yourself. A lot of doctors recommend staying at a talking pace while doing cardio, and I believe this was a perfect pace for me. I would like to sincerely apologize that you've had to witness this, but I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let's see what the ratings are. Dance cardio is done. It was pretty fun. Pretty enjoyable too, and it was like just enough, and there's plenty of videos on the internet that you can do. So if you enjoy dancing or want to give it a try, you definitely should. But let's get into the scoring. So setup, 5 out of 5. Intensity, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It was just enough to where I can still talk like they recommend, but it's also enough to where I feel like I'm actually doing something, like I'm actually doing some cardio and I'm moving, and like they promote you feeling good and like rolling your body and all that. And that brings me to enjoyment. I actually really enjoyed this one. I think I chose a great workout, or great people to follow, because they were very kind of relaxed and kind of fun and like hip hoppy, and that's what I like. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 as well. For this last one, it is probably going to be my most biased one because obviously I live and breathe this last workout. So let's go get into that. Strength training. And finally, the last workout, you guessed it, strength training. So before I got pregnant, I used to be in the gym 4 to 5 times a week. And then when I got pregnant, I was actually hurt for the first trimester. And then second trimester, I kind of slowly made my way back in the gym. And now I'm slowly dwindling back out. So I've made adjustments as I went, accounting for my belly growing. And it honestly kept me sane and kept me from taking my anger out on my husband. So instead, I just take it out on the weights. Strength training during pregnancy helps reduce lower back pain. It lowers the risk of gestational diabetes and preeclampsia, and it also builds stamina for labor. It also supports healthy weight management, improves mood, and prepares your body for the physical demands of postpartum childcare. For me, it also helps with my stress. Like I said, I take all my stress and anger out on the weights instead of other people around me. If you would like to follow along with my workout today, you can go find it here on my channel. Alright, and that was our strength training workout. I hit back and buys today, and it's time to get to rating it. So for setup, I'm going to say a 3 out of 5 because if you have a machine that you're waiting on, it is very annoying. We were here 10 o'clock at night, and yeah, I was still waiting on a machine, so that kind of sucks. But on the bright side, having machines as an option is great and easy for being pregnant. So double-edged sword, so split in the middle, 3 out of 5. For intensity, it was on the lower end. I chose to go pretty light today, and so I'm going to say a 4 out of 5 because you can adjust it. You can literally adjust how intense you want to go. You can still show up and lift lighter weights and get through it even though it sucks. And enjoyment, I'm going to say 4 out of 5. I did not want to be here tonight. I am tired and exhausted, but we showed up anyways. And listening to music, being alone, and just doing something for yourself makes you feel good at the end of it. So let's see which one of these workouts ranked to the top and which one I would actually do again and recommend you trying yourself. Now it's time to reveal the scoreboard. I'm just as shocked as you are. Some of these I thought would rank higher on this list, some I thought lower. But the main reason for this was try to find something in replace of strength training, which is what I currently do. Because as you can tell, it ranked a little bit lower than the rest. As far as me recommending for you to try, I feel like the answer is a little bit more complicated. Which one surprised me the most, I would have to say, would be the yoga workout. How challenging it was to actually balance and do things I thought I could do, but then turned out I couldn't. It kind of hurt my spirit a little bit. The hardest workout for me personally was the pelvic floor one, which this one is one of the most pushed on pregnant people. Like, oh, you've got to do this to help with birth, this, and this. Well, honey, that junk is hard. It's hard when you're 32 weeks pregnant and can't hold yourself up. Now, which one did I feel the best after? This is kind of a tie, I would say. I felt the best after walking and after doing the dance cardio. So it's basically cardio is really the general answer. And if walking and doing dance isn't your thing, you can find other ways. Like swimming is a perfect example. If you've got a pool, girl, go out there in that pool. It's supposed to help, lift some of that stress off your body anyways. But overall, I think the biggest thing I learned from doing this video is that you can't compare yourself to other people online. You may be the same amount of weeks pregnant. You may even look the same as far as outward circumstances go. And you'll never know until you really try it for yourself. So some of these things that I see these pregnant females doing that I'm like, oh, I could do that. Honey, the reality is I can't. I can't do that. And it's okay. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm not them and they ain't me. If you're pregnant and trying to find something that works for you, just try what you're interested in. If you see something and think, hey, I could do this. This is realistic for me. Don't be afraid to try it, and don't be afraid to fail too. Because I failed at something that I thought I could do because I had been doing it majority of my pregnancy, and turned out I got a slap in the face like, oh, these are harder than you think. Before you try any of these workouts, please check with your healthcare provider and make sure that you and your body are ready to start something new or to add on to your routine already. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.